Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach and fierce advocate for transitioning leaders everywhere. Welcome, so happy that you are here. I want to break down Beat the Bot services, all right? These are paid services that cater to job seekers, cater to executives, people who are trying to land new positions, trying to better their careers, and they promise to get your resume past these applicant tracking systems. So, are they worth the money? Are they a giant scam? What's the thinking behind it? I want to lead you through all of that. I want to give you an exclusive checklist that I've just put together for you that will help you, that you can take away some of these learnings from. First, though, I'd like to ask you for a big favor. Just take a second. If you have LinkedIn up, if you don't, pull it up, put in the word Anish, put in the word career. I'd love it if you take a second to follow me. We currently have well over 10,000 professionals following us. And every day, the goal for me and my team is to share the kind of information, the kind of advice, job search and career related, that is not being shared out there. The stuff that actually moves the needle for you, not corporate interests. All right. So if you're interested, please do take a second to do that. I would really appreciate that. All right. So back to the topic at hand. All right. Should you pay for them, and what are they? All right. Let me show you and give you some examples of what they are. Remember, I'm not here to judge other businesses. I'm not here to poo-poo other businesses. I'm just sharing my perspective as someone who works with job seekers and coaches them towards better outcomes every single day. All right. Let's take a look. So you'll see this is a very popular company called JobScan. They promise to optimize your resume to get you more interviews. You're going to upload your resume, and then they're supposedly going to give you a breakdown of all of the ways that it falls short, right? You're going to have all of these kind of, like, take a look at this. ATS findings, recruiter findings, skills match, premium format checks, and cover letter checks. So basically a bunch of made up criteria made up by this company to make you feel bad, and surprise, surprise, pay for their paid solutions, right? And you know, if you go through the online world, you're gonna see that backed up all the time. Every time you see fear-mongering crap about applicant tracking systems, which is true, by the way, they do reject like nobody's business, right? Every time you're gonna notice something, okay? And data from JobScan, i.e. that company, found that over 98% of Fortune 500 companies use an ATS program. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Many, many companies use it, right? And these are some lists of them, right? Taleo, Greenhouse, Bamboo HR, JobVite, very popular, right? You're going to hear this, but here's what they don't tell you, okay? Here's what's so important for you. I'm just going to stop the share for a second for you to understand. All right. Yes, the vast majority of companies use ATS systems. Yes, you should make sure your resume is compliant with ATS systems, because why would you be non-compliant with that? But what they don't tell you is that the majority of jobs are not found through job postings, i.e. what ATS systems handle. The majority of jobs are either created or discovered based on relationship building. That's what the hidden job market is, right? So what JobScan, what these great career resources aren't telling you, it's kind of like they have a big pie and they took one tiny sliver and they put pepper on it and salt and all sorts of disgusting crap. And they said, look, here's what you've got to do. And what I'm saying to you is whatever's going on in that sliver is infinitesimally small compared to the overall pie. That's what they don't tell you. They want to get you so hung up on getting the sliver that you ignore the rest of that, right? Which isn't under their influence, which doesn't require one dime to start optimizing and plugging into, by the way, right? So let me show you and lead you through a little bit of this stuff, okay? So bottom line, and I'm gonna walk you through why this is, you do not need to pay for Beat the Bot services to make your resume ATS compliant, and I'm gonna show you how right now. Step one, download this checklist I've just put together for you. You can grab it at attract.io/L/resume -ATS-secrets.pdf. You're going to be instantly able to download that. You're going to see it right up on top. I'll show you exactly what that looks like here in a second, and I'm going to guide you through a couple of examples of all of this stuff. Okay, so you can definitely do this yourself, and you should do this yourself. All right. So first off, all right, if you download it, you're going to see the checklist. It looks just like this, right? You're going to see brief intro here, and then you're going to see the parts that we're going to go through here. Okay. The first part basically gives you everything you need to make your resume fully compliant. A resume that includes zip code, city name, full dates of employment, impressive readability, which I'll describe, and unabbreviated keywords will get you through nearly all 5 of the major ATS systems. That's it. Everything aside from that is complete BS as it results to this. Okay, so that means when you have your resume, make sure, and I want to go through a couple of tips here. Okay, zip code. Okay, if you reside in a suburb of Detroit, a suburb of New York City, don't just put in the zip code of that small suburb, put in the zip code of the major metropolitan area, right? So I live in a suburb of Rochester, New York. I would put in the zip code of Rochester, right? That is dramatically going to increase your searchability, right? Look, you wouldn't be living in those cities if you weren't within commuting distance anyway, right? So make it easier by adapting, and when it comes to your resume, putting in the zip code of the area of the largest metropolitan city to where you are. Okay, definitely that's a good thing to do. Put in the city name state for every major role that you've had. Put in the dates. Okay, unabbreviated keywords means don't just put in PMP certification. Put in PMP and then in brackets project management professional certification. Okay, give it both of them. Okay, taking that extra step will dramatically increase the searchability, because believe it or not, some of these moronic applicant tracking systems can't actually parse the thing, or will actually penalize you for having that. Okay, so if you want to get around that, that's what you want to do there. Okay, use standard numerical conventions when listing dates of employment, right? Month, year, or just year, start year, end year, right? Zip code to the closest metropolitan area. Okay, readability. Let's talk about that. I'm going to show you an example of a resume. Have your resume up and ask yourself, how closely does this match up? Okay, the first third of the resume is arguably the most important. It's got to answer why you. I would say it needs to align with those big levels of impact. Investor relations and public affairs, yes. How does this person make that impact happen? Growth, marketing, and partnerships, right? Then I go deeper into those ideas, right? I show you how this person can build those functions. I show you how they can take ownership of go-to-market. I show you how they can use their experience with boards to improve financial performance and strengthen brand perception. Then I talk about and I use the competitive differentiator of the industry. Remember, if your process, right, both for your resume and LinkedIn, if your process has got to be bigger than any one industry. If it is, then you can highlight yourself as a specialist in any one without being disqualified as only being an oil and gas person. You'll notice in this example, I mentioned the oil and gas thing as the second bullet. You're not going to see it up here. You're not even going to see it in the first one. Why? Because I want you thinking of this leader as a leader who can succeed in a whole bunch of areas, who has made a special niche for themselves here, can make a special niche for themselves here. That's a much more powerful value proposition, right? So I've got that here. And then I've got something on the people side, something on the leadership side, right? Something that really closes it in and highlights different things here. This is known as the first third. You've got to get that right. Do not go into an objective. No one cares. Do not go into a summary section. No one cares. Answer why you, pal. Why you, right? What's the impact? What's your unique way? That's what you need to align to. And if you have trouble with that, it's time to hire a professional to take care of that. Okay, this is your career we're talking about. When it comes to these keywords, the best way to find keywords is to open up the profiles, the LinkedIn profiles of people who are 2 to 3 steps further along, right? So if you're in the VP level, look at SVPs, look at C-suite, right? If you're an SVP, look exclusively at C-suite level people who are operating in your industries of focus, who are at the appropriate level, who specialize in some of the skill sets that you have. Take a look at their skills and endorsement section. Take a look for transferable executive and management level skills. These are really, really, really going to help you here, right? Also look for hardline skills, which are deeper applications. So if cross-functional leadership, team leadership is a high-level skill, solution selling would be an example of a hard line. You want to have a little bit of that viability going and that mix going, not just as it relates to the keywords here, but also the keywords as they're integrated in your LinkedIn profile. Both of those are really going to help you enormously in terms of the visibility and viewability of your profile and the fit, okay? just to close out, a few other thoughts here, and if you haven't downloaded the PDF below, make sure you do that right away. Okay. Keywords: borrow from higher level competitors. Don't overstay your welcome. Not all jobs deserve equal emphasis or attention. I see a lot of overlong resumes. It's not about whether it's 1 page, 2 page resume, or even a 3 page resume. Does it sustain interest? How repetitive are you being? We don't need to see you recycle the same job responsibilities. Okay. In fact, we don't need you to talk about job responsibilities whatsoever. We want to know about the big change that you made happen at these companies. We want to know about the big successes that you had, the surprising changes that are there, and the ways in which it goes back to your top third. Any jobs that don't actually go to that should either be minimized greatly or maybe put into a standalone section of its own. Don't overstay your welcome. You don't need to answer everything on your resume. You certainly don't need to answer everything on your LinkedIn. When you need to answer is when you're directly one-on-one. So remember, everything here is meant to open that up. It's meant to give and foster interest in going deeper, not turning you off. Now that you know what to do from an ATS standpoint without having to hire someone to do that, I want to encourage you to get out of this whole ATS trap forever. Okay. Again, just remember 80% of all jobs and 90% of all executive jobs don't even make it to a job posting. So don't waste too much time worrying about the software in charge of the scraps of the labor market. If you want to follow me right now, I will show you how to plug yourself into the main vein. I've got free resources and a masterclass right in my headline, my LinkedIn headline, that you should watch right now. Tap the hidden job .market/ASAP. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep moving forward and don't let these ATS systems and all these shysters get the better of you. Talk soon.